Hello viewers, welcome back to our channel Throwback Recap. Today we are discussing Osmosis Jones, an American live-action animated buddy cop crime action comedy film released in 2001, written by Mark Hyman. The film begins with Frank DeTore, who is an unhealthy, lazy zookeeper at Sucat Memorial Zoo in Rhode Island. He copes with the death of his wife Maggie by overeating and foregoing basic hygiene, much to his daughter Shane's embarrassment. Shane tells his father to eat healthy and do exercise and avoid the junk food, but he does not listen to her. Instead, he eats an egg which fell on the ground. Inside his body, called the City of Frank by its anthropomorphic inhabitants, white blood cell osmosis Ozzy Jones is a quick-witted officer of the Frank Police Department whose attempts to catch germs always end up causing trouble in Frank's body. When the egg reaches to mouth, some germs also enters with it. Osmosis Jones and other policeman tries to catch the germs, but when Frank yawn, they cross the mouth and enter into stomach. The other chief orders Osmosis to go back to mouth because this is now immunity responsibility. But Osmosis Jones does not listen to him and follows the germs. He goes behind the germs. When he aimed at germs, he misses the shot, which causes the cramp in Frank's leg. Outside the body, Frank suffers from pain while Shane calms him. She took him in the house. While back on the gum line, two cells are clearing the egg junk, and they encounter and are killed by a red, contiguous and deadly virus named as Drix. Desperate to be re-elected, the corrupt Mayor Fleming doubles down on his junk food policies, ignoring their effect on Frank's health. When other news cells inquires him about the condition of body, Hot tells them not to worry about it and body is in good condition. His secretary Leah shows him the ad by his opponent colonic aide Bowles, in which he revoked the cells to dismiss the mayor and select him because he is not completing his responsibilities. He orders secretary to flush the colonic down the toilet. Outside the body, Frank is resting and asks Shane for fried leg piece of chicken. As he eats it, he got some problem swallowing it. When Shane sees this, she immediately calls the doctor to have an appointment. When Mayor Fleming receives this information, he sends a manual voice to say no for the appointment. So does the Frank says it to his daughter. To placate his secretary Leah Estrogen, Fleming instructs Frank to take a cold pill. The scene shifts and Ozzy is called by the chief, where Chief first scolds him and then assigns him the duty. Ozzy becomes happy to hear this, but it is for a moment BQ's the duty is to take the pill from stomach. So drives to stomach and meets with Secretary Leah. He also flirts with her. After some time, the pill with milk arrives. Some cells with special instrument opens up the pill case, and Special Agent Drix Drixobenzomethamphetamine, who disinfects the throat and eases cough and sneezes. He then give a detailed introduction of itself. Then Ozzy takes Drix to throat. On their way, they discuss about themselves. Drix tells him out his education and asks Ozzy about his. He tells him that he got no fancy schools and all that stuff, whereas Drix called him poor. When they reach throat, Drix see the area and evaluate that it's inflammation, so he used medicine while Ozzy inspects the area. He meets a Spanish germ who tries to tell him about Thrax, but unfortunately Drix freezes him, which makes Ozzy angry, but Drix tells him that he will be fine in some days, so Ozzy takes it with himself, as they unknowingly covers up evidence of Thrax's arrival. Ozzy is ordered to assist Drix's investigation. Outside the body, Frank is on duty and is talking to his colleague, who says that he smells different today. So Frank tells him it is his armpits because Shane now does not brings him the deodorant anymore. Inside the armpit, the leader of germs scabies is producing that smell. Suddenly, Thrax comes to him. As it is a gang of sweat germs run by local crime boss scabies, so Thrax threatens them by saying he is a dangerous virus. He kills scabies and then attacks the dam in Frank's nose, nearly killing Drix before Ozzy rescues him. Ozzy and Drix get into an argument, but after Ozzy reveals Thrax and his gang as the cause of the mucus dam breakage, Drix sticks with Ozzy. Ozzy tells Drix the reason for his record. Ozzy induced Frank to vomit a contaminated oyster onto Shane's teacher, Mrs. Boyd, causing Frank to be fired from his previous job at the pea soup factory and banned from visiting Shane's school, and Ozzy was demoted to patrol duty in the mouth for his role in the public humiliation. Drix agrees with Ozzy that he did the right thing, and the two pay a visit to Ozzy's informant, Chill, a flu vaccine cell, who directs them to Thrax's hideout, a germ-ridden nightclub and a large zit on Frank's forehead. Ozzy goes undercover and infiltrates the gang, learning that Thrax, wanting to be known as the most dangerous virus in medical history, intends to masquerade as a common cold and use his knowledge of DNA to kill Frank within 48 hours. When Ozzy is discovered, Drix comes to his aid, causing a brawl which culminates in the zit being popped by a grenade. The pus lands on Mrs. Boyd's lip during a conversation with Frank, foiling his chance to apologize. Furious, Flaming closes the investigation, dismisses Ozzy from the force, and orders Drix to leave. Having survived the zit's destruction, Thrax kills his remaining henchmen, Bruiser and Joe Cramp, and attacks the hypothalamus, stealing a crucial nucleotide before abducting Leah and preparing to flee via the mouth. His actions cause Frank to develop a high fever, prompting his brother, Bob, to take him to the hospital, to Flaming's dismay. Ozzy discovers Thrax is alive and convinces Drix to stay. They reach Thrax in the uvula and rescue Leah, but Thrax uses pollen to induce Frank to sneeze him out of the mouth. Drix launches Ozzy after him, and they land on Shane's cornea. As they fight, falling onto one of Shane's false eyelashes, Ozzy tricks Thrax into trapping his hand in the lash and escapes as the lash falls into a beaker of rubbing alcohol, dissolving Thrax. As Frank's temperature surpasses 108 degrees Fahrenheit, 42 degrees Celsius, he goes into cardiac arrest. Riding one of Shane's tears back to Frank's body, Ozzy revives him with the stolen nucleotide, and Frank tells Shane, "Mom says hi." Congratulated as a hero and welcomed back into the police force, Ozzy enters a relationship with Leah, while Drix is allowed to stay as his new partner. Frank commits to a healthier lifestyle, leading Flaming to lose the election in a landslide to his opponent, Tom Kalanick. Reduced to janitorial duty in the bowels, Flaming foolishly ignores a notice not to push a button that triggers Frank's flatulence, ejecting himself from the body, and the movie ends.